Nvidia's quantum leap, bridging classical and quantum computing. The tech giant is collaborating with prominent quantum computing companies and academia to solve some of quantum computing's most complex challenges at the new Accelerated Quantum Research Center in Boston. Nvidia's approach differentiates from peers like IBM, Google, and Microsoft by focusing on integration rather than qubit development, said Sanchit Gogia, chief analyst and CEO at Greyhound Research. While others focus on quantum hardware and error correction, Nvidia is doubling down on hybrid quantum classical computing architectures. Their CUDA framework provides a unified programming model that works across quantum simulators, GPUs, and QPUs regardless of vendor, creating an integration-first approach that leverages their existing strength in AI and accelerated computing. Nvidia's entry compresses the innovation timeline for the entire ecosystem, Gogia pointed out. For startups, the theoretical promise is no longer enough. They must demonstrate clear integration paths with classical systems and support for real-world workloads. Nvidia could become the platform orchestrator for hybrid quantum classical environments, raising the bar for the entire industry. We're seeing a shift from quantum supremacy to quantum practicality, signaling to CIOs that quantum computing is becoming relevant to near-term AI and HPC roadmaps. As quoted in networkworld.com. Additional comments by Greyhound Research Analyst. We at Greyhound Research have long argued that the real innovation in quantum computing will come not just from building better qubits, but from making quantum usable in the real world. And that's where Nvidia differentiates from peers. IBM, Google, and Microsoft have all made significant progress in quantum hardware and error correction, with each developing their own quantum systems and proprietary control stacks. IBM continues to lead with its superconducting qubit roadmap. Google is pursuing fault-tolerant systems with an emphasis on error-corrected logical qubits, while Microsoft is placing a long-term bet on topological qubits, still largely in the theoretical phase. By contrast, Nvidia isn't aiming to lead on qubit count or coherence times. Instead, they're doubling down on hybrid quantum classical computing architectures, where high-performance GPUs are tightly integrated with quantum processing units, QPUs. Their CUDA, Quantum Optimized Device Architecture, framework provides a unified programming model that allows developers to build quantum classical applications that can run across quantum simulators, GPUs, and QPUs, regardless of the hardware vendor. This gives Nvidia an advantage. By enabling quantum algorithm simulation at scale on existing HPC infrastructure, they're allowing enterprises to experiment and build quantum-ready applications instead of having to wait for fully fault-tolerant quantum systems. It's a sensible, integration-first approach that plays to Nvidia's strength in AI and accelerated computing. It also reinforces the importance of heterogeneous computing architectures, something we at Greyhound Research believe is absolutely essential for future enterprise IT infrastructure. With platforms like CU Quantum, Nvidia allows quantum algorithms to be simulated at a massive scale using their existing GPU infrastructure. This enables enterprises to begin developing and testing quantum-ready applications today, even in the absence of mature, large-scale quantum hardware. The result? The innovation timeline gets compressed. For startups, this means theoretical promise is no longer enough. Hardware players must now demonstrate clear integration paths with classical systems, particularly those dominated by Nvidia, as well as support for real-world workloads and standards-based interoperability. We at Greyhound Research believe this is a significant opportunity. Nvidia's CUDA is vendor-agnostic and supports multiple quantum backends, including IonQ, Rigetti, and Oxford quantum circuits. This creates a scalable, developer-friendly runway for startups to plug into enterprise workflows without having to build an entire stack from scratch. In effect, Nvidia could become the platform orchestrator for hybrid quantum classical environments, offering scale, tooling, and enterprise reach to the broader quantum ecosystem. But it also raises the bar. Startups must now mature faster, interoperate more deeply, and prove business relevance sooner. At Greyhound Research, we see this as a shift from quantum supremacy to quantum practicality. For CIOs, the message is clear. Quantum is no longer a moonshot sitting a decade away. Thanks to Nvidia's push, it's time to start factoring quantum readiness into your AI and HPC roadmaps today, not 5 years from now. Analyst in focus, Sanchit Gogia. Sanchit Gogia, or SVG as he is popularly known, is a globally recognized technology analyst, innovation strategist, digital consultant, and board advisor. SVG is the chief analyst, founder and CEO of Greyhound Research, a global, award-winning technology research, advisory, consulting, and education firm. Greyhound Research works closely with global organizations, their CXOs, and the board of directors on technology and digital transformation decisions. SVG is also the founder and CEO of the House of Greyhound, an eclectic venture focusing on interdisciplinary innovation. Copyright policy. All content contained on the Greyhound Research website is protected by copyright law and may not be reproduced, distributed, transmitted, displayed, published, or broadcast without the prior written permission of Greyhound Research or, in the case of third-party materials, the prior written consent of the copyright owner of that content. You may not alter, delete, obscure, or conceal any trademark, copyright, or other notice appearing in any Greyhound Research content. We request our readers not to copy Greyhound Research content and not republish or redistribute them, in whole or partially, via emails or republishing them in any media, including websites, newsletters, or intranets. We understand that you may want to share this content with others, so we've added tools under each content piece that allow you to share the content. If you have any questions, please get in touch with our community relations team at connect@thoffer.com.